Hello, my name is David Weeks, and I represent House District 51, Sumter County.
All right, and what was your major in college?
I graduated from Morris College in Sumter, South Carolina, which is a small HBCU. My majors were history and social studies.
All right, and were you involved in any on-campus organizations while you were in college?
Well, actually, I was the president of the student body my junior year, maybe senior year. I also was involved in many class activities, many extracurricular activities, played on the baseball team, and just had a lot of fun.
Okay, so other than representing Sumter, what is your primary profession?
I'm an attorney at law. I've been an attorney since the June of 2000. It's been a long time, and I've been practicing law in Sumter since that time. I said 2000, actually 1999. So it's been a while.
All right, and what made you decide to run for office?
Well, I've always had an interest in public service. I had worked in many political campaigns, certainly had a lot of interest in politics, and decided, well, instead of helping other folk in their campaigns, maybe I can get some folk who can help me in mine, and I could be of greater service to the citizens of Sumter by offering myself as a candidate, and was fortunate enough to have them agree with me, and that's why I'm here today.
And what issue are you most passionate about, and why?
I have several issues. I think public education is extremely important, and those things that impact the growth and development of our young people in the state. And so I got some real strong feelings in that area. I know that South Carolina has some significant issues when it comes to support for public education. We have not gotten, in my opinion, the types of support of the levels that we need to have from our state office, from the executive as well as from the legislative branch. So I think that's important for us to go beyond what our Constitution says is minimally adequate education to something that is far more significant than that. And not just to say it, but also to provide the resources in support of our teachers, in support of a great curriculum to get us ready for years to come.
All right, and when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I actually had a desire to fly an RB-66 fighter bomber for the United States Air Force, and I was sort of geared toward a military career. Unfortunately, in my junior year and senior year, I discovered that in order to be a fighter pilot, to fly an airplane, you had to have excellent vision. I didn't have such good vision. I had real bad vision. And that was before LASIK surgery and some of these things that we do now for corrective surgery to make those eyes 20/20. I just couldn't qualify for that reason alone. It was the most disappointing thing to me, so I had to sort of gear myself towards something else.
Yeah, well, if you could visit any country in the world, where would you go?
Oh, the Masai Mara in Kenya. One of the things that I enjoy doing is photography, and I like nature. Particularly wild animals in their natural environments, and I would love to go on a photo safari shoot there in Kenya, perhaps there, Uganda, or some of the game reserves in Africa, to actually look at lions and tigers and zebra, and maybe some of the other members of the big cat family.
Okay, if you could meet any musical artist, who would it be?
B.B. King, my man. I have an affinity for music of all sorts, but I really like the blues, and I have an extensive blues collection, and a lot of fabulous blues artists. So B.B. King to me is definitely the king of the blues, and if I could hang out with B.B. for a little while, I'd have a good time. And him and Lucille, that. You know what I mean?
Okay, so what is something that most people do not know about you?
Well, I think that I love photography. That's one of my favorite pastimes. I enjoy it very much. I like the outdoors. Most times, folk they look at us as sort of stiff shirts. We're just guys who wear shirts and ties. But I actually enjoy getting out. I like traveling. I like going to see things. My motto from now until death is whenever you plan a vacation, go someplace you've never been before, see something that you've never done, have never seen before, and do something that you've never done before. So that's what I'm all about. But just give me my Nikon and maybe my Canon, and we'll have a good time.
Okay, and why should voters elect Democrats this November?
Well, I mean, the choices that voters have, particularly in national elections and even in state elections, are very clear. It's a question of whether or not you want to go forward and actually have an inclusive agenda. Democrats are the only political party, major political party, that has an agenda of inclusiveness. That does not mean that we intend to be all things to all people, but that we do have tolerance for views and opinions that are diverse, within the body. I think that's a big plus. And I think when you look at where the nation is going, when you look at where the state is going in terms of population growth and development, you will see that it's going to require for government to be very effective an agenda, or at least a mindset that includes everybody. I think what is happening in this country is that the old majority is going away and a new majority, which used to be the many minorities, it's coalescing now behind a new majority. I think the Democratic Party certainly epitomizes what that new majority is, and I think the nation would be better off with people voting for Democrats, and certainly in the state of South Carolina, from the governor's office throughout the state and the state house and whatever.